even try to gaslight us
Mm-hmm.
by using words like brotherly
Mm-hmm.
and sisterly and stuff like that. I think we've not watched Game of Thrones.
There's a type of joy that some kind of pettiness brings to you. You would not understand. It brings you some kind of happiness to see somebody.
I don't think I will get married to somebody that I don't feel like I can die for,
Exactly.
right?
Or you can kill for.
Or, well, yeah,
And now she's feeling guilty and she still does not want to tell Alex.
and that's why she needs to die with it. I hope, please don't leave me.
25 years.
Please, just bear with me.
Guilty for
I'm
25
trying. I'm
years.
trying my best. I promise you, it will be worth it in the end.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Truths and Takes, the podcast where we dive deep into interpersonal conflicts, misunderstandings, and everything in between. I'm your host, Nice, and today we have a guest who is here to help break down the conflicts that we will find in the stories that we're going to be reading on this episode.
Hi guys, my name is Tolu. I am here to listen to the conflict and speak my truth.
So let's get right into today's stories. Am I the asshole for refusing to dump my lifelong best friend for my wife? I, 40 male, have been married to Betty, 27 female, for 3 years, together for 6. Things are mostly fine. The main issues we've had surrounded my best friend Veronica, 39 female, who I've known since preschool. On the surface, Betty and Veronica get along okay, but I know for a fact that Betty is, to put it simply, jealous. She thinks I'm going to leave her for Veronica, despite the number of discussions we've had over this. I know she does this because she's insecure. Veronica is taller, thinner, and more conventionally attractive. I've tried to help with her insecurities by complimenting her looks and inviting her to work out with me so she could lose weight, but she never believes me and gets upset whenever I mention exercise. For the record, I've always seen Veronica as my sister, and she's always seen me as her brother. Anyways, Veronica's most recent boyfriend just dumped her, and she called me crying because he apparently accused her of cheating with me. I invited her to come over so she could get some comfort. She was an absolute wreck, but she got here and she ended up staying so late that I insisted she spend the night. Betty looked like she didn't want that to happen, but she didn't say anything because she knew it would be horribly rude to send Veronica out this late. I took her into the guest bedroom where she could sleep, and she gave me a sisterly kiss on the cheek. We heard Betty pass by in the hall, gasp and pause, and run into the master bedroom. Fearing that something was wrong, I said goodnight to Veronica and quickly ran to the master bedroom, where Betty had a suitcase and was throwing clothes in. I asked her what she was doing, and she said that she was going to stay with her sister Polly, so Veronica and I could finally enjoy a night together. I said, "What's that supposed to be?" And she snapped, "You know what?" I said, "No, I don't." And she jabbed her finger in the guest bedroom direction and said that she saw Veronica kiss my cheek. I said, "Yes, so?" And she screamed that we were being totally inappropriate with each other, and how dare Veronica be a home wrecking whore. I got angry because no one insults my best friend, not even my wife. I said, "Don't fucking dare call her that." And she doubled down, saying it was true. I said sarcastically, "Well, I guess I should dump her if that makes you better." And she shouted, "Yes, it would." Then I said, "Sorry to burst your bubble, but nothing comes between me and Veronica, not even you." She shrieked that she was supposed to be number one and that she was leaving. She stormed past me with her suitcase, and I heard her loud footsteps stomp towards the front door, which opened and slammed shut. Veronica came into the room and apologized for causing a disturbance. I told her not to worry since it wasn't her fault. After all, Betty needed to stop being so insecure. We started talking a bit more and accidentally fell asleep on the bed. We woke up to both of our phones blowing up with texts from Betty and her family, cussing us out for betraying Betty like that. Veronica was called more slut shaming names, and I was mainly called a cheater, even though I didn't actually cheat on Betty. So, am I the asshole?
See, I don't like when people lie to themselves. This guy obviously knows that he's the asshole, right? He even tried to gaslight us
Mm-hmm.
by using words like brotherly
Mm-hmm.
and sisterly and stuff like that. I think we've not watched Game of Thrones. and watch Jamie and Cersei be
Mm,
in love with each other.
yeah.
See, your wife should be your best friend,
Your wife should be your number one.
your number one. Like,
Number one.
bro, go and marry Veronica. Like,
And it's like he's being blind to the fact that Veronica might actually just be keeping him around in case she does not find someone else to settle down with. She settles down with him.
she may not be keeping him around. She may also be in love with him,
Yes, she
and
can be.
two of them are lying to
Yeah,
themselves.
Veronica is definitely in love with him because her partner broke up with her
Yeah,
because he thought they were both cheating.
cheating.
So that's why he left her. And now she entered their master bedroom where the husband and wife is sleeping and went to apologize to the husband and they fell asleep on the bed. What if the reason why they woke up, their phones were blowing up was because Veronica snapped a picture of both of them on the bed and sent it to Betty?
Okay, that's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, the person I'll blame is the guy. Veronica, yeah, you're supposed to respect boundaries of
Mm-hmm.
somebody's relationships and stuff. But she's not the one married to Betty,
Mm-hmm.
obviously. And we don't know if she and her partner had issues before. But like, bro, you're the one in a committed, supposedly
Marriage.
committed marriage,
Mm-hmm.
giving or receiving sisterly kisses on the cheek. So like, obviously, like you are the asshole. Like,
Yes, he's definitely
I
also
get it.
because he did not even consult with his wife if Veronica should spend the night. He just said Veronica can spend the night. Even like your wife is supposed to come before your family.
Anything,
Once you
yes,
get
because she's
married,
your family.
she
She's your
comes
number one
before your
family.
mother even.
Yeah.
And I don't know why men don't think that the wife comes first even before their mother. And now he's saying,
Uh, it's not necessarily their fault in the sense that I'm sure when you have a son, it will be
mm-hmm,
difficult for you to let him go to another woman.
it will not be
So,
difficult.
are you sure?
That's where the mama's boy comes in.
You don't have to be a mama's boy for your mom to be around you.
But then when you are married,
Yeah,
your wife comes first before your
yes,
mother.
definitely,
But
100%.
this one is just somebody I've known since preschool.
See, I believe marriage is not that deep, but it's also very deep in the sense that for me,
Mm-hmm,
except maybe something changes in the future
mm-hmm.
and I become a different person entirely, but I don't think I will get married to somebody that I don't feel like I can die for,
Exactly.
right?
Or you can kill for.
Or well, you get the point, sir. So like he's the asshole. Like there's no this one is not even
There's no two ways
two ways
about it.
about it. But then like even the Betty is the wife.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like even before the marriage started, like you would have seen these things.
I feel there's a part where it states that he asks her to go and exercise with him.
Yeah.
Veronica is taller, slimmer, which means
Like bro
there's
was
a way he
describing his
yes,
dream girl.
there's a way he brings down Betty
Yeah.
that makes her feel ashamed of her body just by the description of it. So why would she not feel insecure in her own body when
Yeah.
my own partner is telling me I should go and exercise?
In fact, it's funny because he thinks she's insecure and he's trying to help her. But quite frankly, he may be the reason she's
She's
insecure.
insecure,
Because
yes.
you already have an issue with another woman being with your
Mhm.
man, and then your man is trying to get you to be like the other woman.
Exactly.
Like is
Ew.
insane. Is insane. But like I said, see, marriage is not by force. Nobody will kill you if you don't get married.
Exactly.
If you meet somebody and he has a best friend that you
Run.
just bro, just remove yourself from that. You can't people try to change people and like
Mhm.
when you want to change somebody, you can't try to use a lifelong commitment like marriage
Mm.
or giving birth to a child, hoping oh when we have a child
The
together
person
things will
will
change and
change.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like you just suffer because at the end of the day, the way society relates with married women or single moms
Mm.
is different from how they relate with married men
Mm.
and single dads. So eventually it's you that'll take most of the or sorry, it's the babe that'll take most of the whatever.
I do have a male best friend though.
Okay. I hope it's your boyfriend.
My boyfriend is definitely aware that I have a real best friend, and I've spoken to him before.
Nice boyfriend.
No,
Yeah,
no,
what
but
is
my
this
best
again?
friend is aware that my boyfriend comes
First.
first,
Yeah.
no matter what. So I
Okay.
think I drew that boundary.
Yeah.
I drew that line to make sure I don't pick my best friend of no matter how long we've known each other over
Yeah.
my partner. My
Yeah.
partner is my partner,
Yeah.
number one. So, dude, you are the asshole, and you should go and beg Betty and
Yes.
cut off ties with Veronica.
Beg our liver.
Beg her, Oliver.
No, in
Thank
fact,
you.
I'm not, why am I even
I don't
talking
want
to the
Betty to
guy?
even stay with him.
I'm not even talking to the guy now. Betty, leave this nigga.
Leave him because he sounds like a narcissist. Talking about your body this way, talking about how Veronica is conventionally beautiful. Oh my god. Leave him, Betty.
I'd like to meet Veronica though.
She's 39.
Age is a number.
Okay, so we'll move on to our next story. I lied to my family about winning the lottery just to get the last laugh. I have a very complex relationship with my siblings and mother. My relationship with them was already weak, but I wrote them off after I found that my mother had been funneling money that I give to her on my siblings, and that my mother helped them with things that she wouldn't help me out with. Things like buying house, college tuition, etc. I hadn't spoken to my mother in a year, and the last email that I sent to her was 6 months ago. She had no idea if I was dead or alive and doesn't seem to care. So I emailed her to say I was going to move to Hawaii and fundamentally retire because I had won the lottery. I wasn't gloating about winning the lottery, I was just telling her she wouldn't be hearing from me and not to worry. All of a sudden, she calls me and emails me. She says she loves me and wishes she had been a better mother, and my siblings are all assholes. Then my siblings tried reaching out to say that they miss me and would love a relationship and would love for me to meet all of my nephews. Can we get lunch? I blew them off by saying that I'm busy with real estate people, lawyers, accountants, and all these people that I need to manage my winnings. It's not like I won $20 from a scratch off ticket. It's about 70 million. It's just fun to watch them kiss my ass. I'm planning on ghosting them and resuming our estrangement. I just want to even the score and get the last laugh. I won't even tell them the truth. Just let them think that they lost a chance to get a free ride on me.
First of all, I like that guy or girl. Like people that do insane things just for the fun of it. Like that's very good of you. But like, where are you going with this? Like, what is your end game? Like, you already know, family family matters can be complicated,
Mhm.
very complicated. Because I was telling somebody this morning that one of the people you can hate the most are people that you loved before.
Mm.
Like love and hate, they are the same emotion, basically, just channel them differently. And that's why family matters are usually the way they
Complicated.
are. But obviously, this guy already knows that, or he already feels like his family members don't like him. Now, the thing with stories like this is people will not say what they did.
Mm.
People,
But
people
the
only
family
say,
also sounds like they're all assholes.
that's what I'm saying. Like, he will not say what he did up until that point.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not victim, sounds like I'm victim blaming. But like, when people are telling their stories,
Mm-hmm.
that's why you always have two sides of the story.
Yeah.
When like talk to this person differently, talk to this person differently, it will be different. So people never say what they did. But from this point of view, like you already know they don't them no send you,
Mm.
basically. So like what are you trying to gain from this attention that
Last
you're
laugh.
last what
You see, when it's like when you have an enemy
yeah,
and your enemy is seeing you succeed,
yeah.
despite the fact that they've been wishing you bad. It's just like that. But
Closure is a scam.
but the weird thing is that he emailed his mother. It's
Yeah.
not call, it's not text. So like he emailed her 6 months ago, and they only communicate via email. So the relationship is really, really estranged. And he has never met his nephews.
Yes. Now, from this whole story,
Mm-hmm.
what this last laugh that this guy is trying to do, what I get from it is that he still cares about them.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the opposite of love is not hate, is indifference.
Oh, please, it's hate.
No, it's indifference.
Oh.
When you love somebody, and when you hate somebody, you are thinking about that person. When you see the person, that reaction that you get in your heart, love or hate, you get it there. But when you stop loving somebody, like genuinely, it's indifference. You don't care
That's
about.
different. You've outgrown that level
Yes,
of
exactly.
pettiness.
And so the love is gone.
Mhm.
So see, if you can love somebody, if you start hating somebody that you love,
Mm.
you honestly still care. That hate can still turn back to love.
No.
So that guy should be truthful with himself and just have a conversation with his
It's his
family.
family now. He cannot just wash that bond away.
That's what I'm saying. That's why instead of going through all of this mental gymnastics, like he should just have a conversation with his family and you know,
But it's savage. No matter the issues he may have had with his family, for your siblings to call back when they find out you won the lottery,
yeah.
I think
So
they don't really care. They're just gold diggers.
yeah, but what happens when they find out he actually didn't
He's
win
never going to tell them.
the they,
He can
it's a
keep up
small
the
world.
facade. He can just go.
$70 million
No,
facade.
wait. He can just go to a car shop and just price car and be like, on my first one,
Yeah,
snap with it, leave
yeah.
the shop without buying it, and post it to Instagram or something.
But who is losing?
He,
Who is like?
I feel like you may be losing your time, but in
Do
your
you get?
heart you are getting joy for that kind of pettiness. There's a type of joy that some kind of pettiness brings to you. You would not understand. It brings you some kind of happiness to see somebody.
You sound like a very petty person.
Sometimes I'm very petty.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm very petty. But there's this kind of joy that it brings to your life to make somebody hot. I'm sounding really, really
Like you're
bad right
enjoying.
now.
You're enjoying.
What he did is not good. So that I will not look like an petty person.
No,
What he did.
I wouldn't necessarily say it's not even good. Like enjoy yourself,
Mhm,
but I just feel like I said, where are you going with this? Like,
mhm.
what's the point, really? You
For
get?
me, I don't even feel like I need to communicate to my family members like every single day. Like last year, I think I spoke to my mom for like 4 months. I did not speak to my mom because she's living in a different state. I'm living
Yeah.
in a different state. So like 4 months, I did not speak to her. She's like, it's fine by me. If we see we bond,
Do you
no
get like?
wahala. But just what kind of old person talk will I be discussing with you? There's a comment that says OP is almost as toxic as the relatives. Why bait their communication if OP wants nothing to do with them? Does OP find satisfaction in people groveling at him or her? I'm not trying to be negative Nancy here, but it sounds like OP fits into their family quite well.
Do you get that? Was like I was saying, people will not tell you what they did, but like it's obvious that the whole family dynamic,
No family is whack.
like they are all insane
Mm-hmm.
people. So it's fun to be insane sometimes, but like don't come and start crying. When people do, it's very possible that if if one of his family members gets the chance to say what happened,
Mm-hmm.
there's probably something that he did,
Mm-hmm.
and but
And
we don't know that.
the family, I feel
So
like they're psychotic enough to now send
still,
kidnappers after him. You don't want to give me
yeah,
out of your money
then let's
freely.
take it like
Let's take it.
exactly
And then you know, be like, please, I did not win any money. I was lying.
like
How would they believe you?
the whole dynamic is exactly how would they believe you, and then
Mm-hmm.
especially when you have gone to car shops to snap to snap the car and show them that oh you just bought a new
Mm-hmm.
euros and stuff like that, and then when they find out oh there's no money, that's if you successfully
Convince them.
convince them that
Mhm.
there's no money, you now look like a clown and
You're
like
not having the last laugh
you're not
anymore.
having the last laugh. Like I said, closure is a scam. Like just move on with your life.
Closure is not a scam,
Just
though.
calm on.
Sometimes it's not a scam. It's not a scam. There are situations
Most
where
of
you
the
need
time,
to understand
yeah, what
someone's
happens?
perspective and be able to tell them to fuck off.
Yeah,
So, like,
well,
just saying the word fuck off just gives you that relief. Gives you that relief. Mm, Closure is a scam. Closure is a scam.
no, it's obviously not a scam.
It's obviously not a scam. So
Yeah,
you've
so
never had
like
any closure with, I mean, maybe past girlfriend.
I've never, I've never tried to get like me. Like I said, I believe closure is a scam. Like
Mhm.
sometimes just let it go, just allow you get because in the process of trying to get closure
Mm.
and all, it could lead to another
Getting your heart broken
whole
more.
thing and all of that. So sometimes just allow, just let it go.
Okay. Okay. So moving on. My friend accidentally Snapchat sexted me. I screen captured it and lied about it for years. A few years ago, I was part of this group of girlfriends. We had a Snapchat group. One morning, I woke up to a ton of missed calls and texts from the group, which was super weird. On top of that, I noticed a bunch of Snapchat notifications, so I checked that first. The first snap I opened was explicit. It was a private video of Alex, and it was clearly meant for her boyfriend, who was deployed at the time. I closed it immediately, completely shocked, and went to read the text. Alex was freaking out, saying she accidentally sent a bunch of explicit videos to the group chat overnight. She tried to delete the group, but in the process, she accidentally kicked herself out and couldn't see who had viewed the snaps. Everyone else said they hadn't watched anything and left the group right away. I lied and said I did the same. But the truth is, I didn't. I was way too curious, so I stayed in the chat, screen recorded, and watched all the snaps. They were extremely explicit with like full on spread angle, dirty talks, toys in every hole, the whole deal. There was about 10 minutes worth of prime stuff, and at the time, I hit the jackpot. I kept the videos on my phone for years and honestly watched them more than a few times late at night when I was alone. Eventually, my phone reset and they got deleted. Looking back, I feel horrible about it. I violated Alex's trust and lied to everyone in the group. I've never told anyone about this, but I just needed to get it off my chest.
This person a guy or a girl?
Obviously, guy.
A guy. That's a very horny person. But that's by the way.
I think it
I
might
mean,
be a girl. See, I was part of this group of girlfriends.
okay, so it's a girl.
Probably a girl.
Why are you watching your girlfriends?
Curiosity.
See, the thing is, at the end of the day, um, I'm trying to. I can speak pidgin, right?
Yes.
Now them catch BT. I'm almost 100% sure that everybody else that said they
They
did
did
not,
not.
they probably did the same
Yes,
thing.
probably.
So like all of you, just like what she doesn't know will not kill her.
Imagine
At the
she
end of the
finds
day,
herself on one of these explicit websites.
I mean, if you are not the one that put it there,
It's still her body, so the embarrassment still
you know,
has.
like what I'm saying is the person kept the videos for herself.
Mm,
As long as she's sure she did not share the videos,
okay, yeah.
that means she's not the one that put it there.
Mm,
Even if she had them, which was okay. I'll say being curious at first. You know, we're human beings.
mm.
There's nothing bad about that. But like keeping it and then watching it over and over again, yeah, like
For
for
years.
years, like that's weird as hell. To be honest, like
And
it's
for
not.
you to be able to like hold your phone for nobody to see it,
You
or
get
maybe if you meet up with Alex, you don't let her touch your phone at all for
like
years.
that's weird as hell. But like my point is, as long as you did not share any of these
Mm.
videos and stuff like that, in fact, you can even talk to Alex.
So you're saying the thing is right
No, 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 no.
because they did not share the video,
That's
meaning
what I'm
okay.
saying. What I'm saying is, it's not as bad. It may not be as bad as she's. Yes, it was weird for her to watch it. Like being curious, there's nothing wrong with being curious
Mm.
and see and checking
I
the
don't,
videos.
Alex said Alex, she cannot even open her mouth and tell Alex this because Alex will never forgive her. She lied
Yeah,
about it.
yeah,
She kept it for years,
yeah,
did not tell anybody,
yeah.
and now she's feeling guilty and she still does not want to tell
And
Alex.
that's why she needs to die with it. As long as she has not told anybody
And not,
else.
she should not just be friends with Alex. I feel like if she's really guilty, she should end her friendship with Alex.
I don't think it's up to that point of
If
ending
she,
friendship.
no, no, no.
Like
It's like somebody can actually stab you in the back. If somebody can do this with your videos, they can actually stab you in the back. It's not true friendship.
that's the thing. she didn't save those videos with any malicious intent.
Yes, but
If she's
imagine,
being honest with us,
let's say she had a boyfriend now that
yeah,
went through her phone
yeah,
and decided and saw it and was like, oh, I'm going to post this, I'm going
yeah,
to share this.
yeah.
What would be your explanation at that time? You deny it still.
That's a different case. Like now we're imagining, but like let's talk about what actually happened. If she's being honest with us, she didn't save those videos with the intent to do anything bad. Maybe, oh, let me keep these videos so that if Alex pisses me off, I'll post them, stuff like
Mm.
that. I don't know. As long as that's not what she was thinking. If she was curious when she saved the videos, that's weird, but it's calm. Watching the videos for years, that's messed up. Except maybe she's secretly in love with Alex.
And doing something with the videos.
There's that. Like, that's another conversation for another time. But like, I don't think there was any malicious intent
Intent.
against Alex. And honestly, if she talks to Alex about it, Alex may take it differently. And then she may mess up the friendship. So, what I feel is, as long as, like, I don't think it's necessary to have that conversation with Alex. I think she should just die with it. Like, genuinely. Like, there's some things that you shouldn't discuss because she really did not have any malicious intent. And she, she, at least to the best of our knowledge, the videos did not get out through her phone. You get so because those other friends, they will probably have the videos too,
They probably,
but they will not have the conversation with Alex, and then she'll
you
be the
don't
only
know
bad
that.
person.
You're not imagining. Let's stick to the
Okay.
conversation.
But like she has not said, they had the conversation with Alex. So I just feel like having that conversation is unnecessary.
I feel
Just
like,
as long as now you don't have the videos anymore.
no, I feel like if she really values Alex's friendship, she should come clean.
But
No
then there's a
matter what.
chance you
No, no
lose the
matter the
friendship.
consequences, yes. You took that risk by keeping the videos for years and watching it almost every night. So if you really value that friendship and you really want to stay friends with that person, you need to come clean and make it the person's decision to either forgive you and carry on with the friendship or ask for space or anything. Make it, you did not give the person that option when you saved the video for years. Give the person the option now if you value the friendship.
Okay, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
But I still believe
Should go to
she
agree
should
with
go
it.
to agree with it. Like there are some conversations that is not doing any good.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's obvious that that conversation can only go one way.
Mm.
You get, and according to what we know, there was no harm that came to Alex through that video.
Well, then her conscience is judging her, so she
Yes.
should.
Well, if the issue here is her conscience,
Mm.
then yes, she should have a conversation. But if the issue is not her conscience and she's fine with her conscience,
Go to the
she
grave with
should
it.
just go to the grave with it. Like I think having that conversation is pointless at this point. Like you've already
So you can live with yourself. Alex can ask you to be her chief bridesmaid. You live with yourself, knowing that you watched this girl spread legs, use toys.
I mean, first of all, I would not even do something like that.
So if she asks you
But
to
the
be her
point
chief bridesmaid now, would you agree?
do it.
But I don't get the obsession with actual. Okay, I get that the guy was in the army or something and was
Yeah.
deployed. So you're sending explicit videos
Yeah.
with toys, self,
Mhm.
to somebody through social media. Well, we know our things, no matter how they say things are encrypted, kept private, it's never kept private.
Yeah.
You're taking that risk.
Long distance is hard.
They break you
Very,
off.
very, very hard. But we have to do what we have to do to. It's not
Would
like I
you,
send explicit videos. No, I don't do that.
would you do long
Mommy,
distance?
daddy, if you're watching
You would
this,
not
I
send
don't do
now,
that.
your girl will send to you.
A guy sent to me. That's what I heard. I heard that guy said.
I know the thing is Snapchat is actually creepy.
Yeah.
Immediately I joined Snapchat, I was thinking, oh, I'm here to make friends. And the amount of pics I got.
Snapchat is a very horny app. Like
Like
everybody there is just out to do whatever.
the amount of things that were thrown in my face. I was not like, what if I'm underaged? Some actually had the courtesy to ask, how old are you first before
But where
putting
did
it in
where
your
did you
face.
even meet these people?
I like it's just somebody requested to be a friend. Oh, add, add, and
Okay.
then boom,
That was your
boom.
first mistake.
Somebody actually told me that that's my mistake,
Yeah.
and I stopped doing that. I stopped adding people that
Like
requested.
even my story on Snapchat,
Mm,
I create a private story for just people that I'm friends with. So if I post on Snapchat, it doesn't like just go to
anyone.
everybody. It's just because Snapchat is a very creepy app, very funny app.
Someone commented, hate to break it to you, but you weren't the only one. Doesn't need to be something you think you'll be into, but you are curious. But we are curious as humans, you know. Weird comment. Let's jump to comments. Weird comments.
Okay.
But the person is just simply trying to say that they're curious as humans. Like they don't have to be into girls,
Yeah.
but just
That's what
that
I'm saying. Like
curiosity.
it's fine to be curious. Like it's normal,
Mm.
but keeping it for years was weird.
That's a psychopath. Okay. Am I the asshole for rolling my eyes at my boyfriend's proposal because it took 25 years of me begging? This is a long one.
Waited for 25 years. Wow, that's interesting.
Yesterday after dinner, me 52 female, boyfriend of 30 years, 53 male proposed to me. He just walked towards me holding a box and said to open it. It was a ring, and I had pictured this moment a million different times, but never thought I'd be so apathetic. My boyfriend then said that he was retired now and wants to kick back and enjoy life with me and would love to do it all with me as his wife. A nice speech and all, but from 5 years mark of our relationship onwards, I had been making clear my deep desire to marry and was consistently dismissed, giving empty promises and gaslit. We had been through the gamut with therapy, and one counselor implied that me telling him we needed to go to therapy and getting his butt on the couch still means nothing if his mind has been made up. I was in denial about the fact he was just giving me the false illusion of progress to stall. My boyfriend and I have 4 kids. The oldest three are adults, while the youngest is 15, female. She was sleeping over elsewhere when this all went down. All of our kids went to a private school filled with typical Saturn soccer parents. I had to endure PTA mom's jabs about me not sharing a last name with my kids. Preteen years were hell because the other kids would taunt my kids by saying, your dad would rather sin and go to hell than marry your mom. My boyfriend's mom would tell him marriage would be selfish on my part. It is just a piece of paper. My boyfriend ended up rising up the ranks until he became an executive. I was a stay at home mom, so I felt like there was always a power imbalance. Exasperated by the fact that I could be tossed anytime, I partly did stay because I wanted my kids to have the best life and because I felt lucky and proud to be partnered with such an intelligent, successful man, but also because I loved him. These past few years, my boyfriend's career had taken a downturn. He will never be poor, but the company he was part of took a nosedive during 2020 and he had made enemies out of associates slash board members. He decided to step back from his role and take the general severance agreed upon. Now he is living off his investments and wants to relax. I did not like how his career ended and how he treated people and had been deciding whether I wanted to leave and find somebody else after our youngest turns 18. So the proposal was a shock because I should hope that he noticed I have avoided conversations about the future as of late. He rattles on about downsizing our house so we can travel and also cutting back on our other expenses. But we are not married, so it's all his money and house, anyways. He did notice my eyes roll and was offended. He asked what's wrong, and I said that suddenly, now that he's downsizing, I'm good enough to marry. He got mad and said that now that he's downsizing and no longer an executive, I suddenly think our relationship is disrespectful and started implying I was a gold digger. I was so angry I walked out and said I might just go out looking for a respectful relationship because I don't know what respect is anymore. Am I the asshole?
See, I think I mentioned it before. Like marriage is not by force, right? 25 years, somebody did not marry you, give birth to 4 children,
They've
but
been together for
they've been
30
together
years.
for 30 years. gave birth to 4 children. Obviously, this guy did not want to get married.
Mhm.
You wanted to get married. And that's why I feel like conversations are very important for things like this. Like, yeah, people talk about compromise and all of that stuff, but there's some things that you can't compromise on. Like, it just doesn't make sense to
Mhm.
compromise. And the thing with compromise is if you are the one that has to compromise, it just means the other person is not compromising. You get?
Mm.
So, like, it's better to not even be in. Yeah, there are some small things that you can compromise on, like, oh, maybe um you want your child to play sports,
Mm.
the other person doesn't want, or stuff like that. But not things like, because it's possible that he has even like gave signs that, oh, I don't want to get married
Mhm.
and
He was
stuff.
just dragging her
Yeah, he
along,
was just dragging and she just kept
stayed for you.
staying.
It's like
It's also possible that, like I said, people will not say what they did. It's also possible that she was also
she was a stay-at-home mom. She
there.
did not do anything. She said she later stayed to ensure that the children have a good life, which
Yeah,
I feel like a lot of stay-at-home moms
yeah,
do
yeah,
nowadays,
a lot.
just to ensure they don't have their own money, so they have to rely on their partner, who
Yeah,
is the main breadwinner.
yeah.
But then 5 years, you reach 5 years mark, which I feel like 5 years. Once you cross 5 years in a relationship, it definitely needs to lead to engagements and
Somewhere.
marriage.
Yeah.
So you're staying past the 5 years, you
Maybe
enter
not
ten
marriage,
years.
but like you guys should know what you are doing for 5 years.
Marriage, 2 years, 3 years, you should know what you are doing.
Okay.
5 years, engagement, marriage.
3 years
it's
is a
it's not
short
it's not
is a
even me
short
that made
period
the
of
rule. Like
time.
there's actually a rule like that, that
Yeah.
5 years, if you don't get engaged after 5 years, know that that
Okay.
relationship is not going anywhere. So it's like you stayed 5 years, stayed 10 years, you went for counseling, stayed 10 years, stayed 20 years, stayed 30 years, gave birth to 4 children for this man that you've been trying to convince to marry you for years until you finally gave up. And now you're 52, right? And
52.
you're thinking you would find another relationship after your last born turns 18.
But I don't think she's an asshole for rolling her eyes at
Definitely not.
the yeah. So like
But does she have a choice? This is the man she's been waiting on for 30 years. He's finally proposing, despite the fact that it's after every
after he has
work
suffered.
balance, work, you left work and
Yeah.
everything. But it's finally proposing.
But on the upside, yeah, I feel like it's a good time for them to get married in this. I mean, the best time for them to get married was like 20 years ago.
Hmm.
But like now he doesn't have to work.
It's a good time to vacation, not to
Yeah.
get married. So
Okay, it's a good time to
imagine you're
vacation.
inviting your 52-year-old friends to come and throw bouquet with you.
No, obviously it will not be that kind of party.
Exactly,
It's not,
because you've been dreaming of that kind of party.
yeah.
So your whole perspective and arrangement towards your marriage now has to change
I
to be
mean,
an elderly marriage.
but after 15 years, I feel like it's time to let go of
Let's
that type of
exactly. Why are you
party.
staying entering 30 years knowing you want marriage? If people agree that oh marriage is just a piece of paper,
Yeah.
that is fine. You stayed. In fact, the woman is an asshole for rolling her eyes. I've
No,
changed.
I don't think she's an asshole.
She's an asshole for
I
rolling
think
her
it's
eyes.
just a normal reaction to something that you've
You
wanted.
stayed that long and the guy was not even romantic with the proposal. Come on,
Exactly. You
just
just give
come
her a
and give
ring.
me a box and
You
tell
get
me open it. If
like
a man actually does that, I'll tell you no there. But when we go to the house, you have to rearrange the whole engagement so that we can do it again. That's just, in fact, she,
but
sh-
at this point, I don't think she has a
she
choice.
does not.
There's no point
She does not have her
going
own money.
out. It's not even about her own money. There's no point going out to look for another relationship. Like it's pointless
She
at this
does not
point.
even have
Because how
anything.
many single
Do
53-year-olds
you
are
want
there?
to be living in the man's house while you're going out to look for other men,
Exactly.
going
There's
on
that
dates?
too.
Will the man agree? Because he can
Oh,
kick you out of
he
the
doesn't
house.
have
He's
to
not
know.
married to you. He can kick you out of the house. Where would you go to?
Her mom is probably dead. But but yeah, like at that point, I feel like she doesn't have a choice. That's a shitty way to get married, to be honest. But like, just do it and just enjoy the rest of the money.
How long do you think you'll be dating your partner before you get married?
How long would I think I'll be dating my partner? Depends. It can be 1 year, it can be 5 years. It can be 25 years, like this guy. But when it's
Then
time to get
honestly,
married,
I'm very sure your girl will leave you. She will leave
I hope
you.
not, please don't leave me.
25 years.
Please just bear with me.
Be with you for 25
I'm
years.
trying my best, I promise you. It will be worth it in the end. But yeah, like she should just do it. I mean, it's not like she doesn't like it's not like she's no longer in love with him.
She's
It's
no
just
longer in love with him actually. She said, I loved him.
okay, loved.
Mm,
Okay. That's another conversation. But then
mm.
like at 52 and 4 kids, like
What are you looking out to get
yeah,
from another
exactly.
relationship?
Like
Is
love
it
is not
still
what
that
you need.
marriage?
Exactly.
We're still planning on getting married with
Except what
someone
she
else now.
wants is that marriage, and she doesn't have a choice. She's going to have an elderly marriage
Yes,
regardless at this
regardless.
point. So might as well just have it with the guy that has been with you for, or you've been with for 30 years and you have four
Four
kids,
kids with.
four, and
At
just
least he's still willing to get married despite
yeah,
the fact that it's been long.
even if it's fake type of marriage, just take the ring. But still, at least he drop the ring, and then now, like I said, he doesn't have to work.
Mm.
They have benefits and all of that. So they can just travel and just be those old couples that have
And
aesthetics and
newlyweds.
stuff. Yeah, you get just enjoy their life and stuff like that. But yeah, that's all I have to say about this.
Top comments. I get the vibes that he was always scared she'd take his money and house, but now that he's downsizing and doesn't even want a house, there won't be as much she could take.
See,
Like he has thought she was a gold digger from day one while benefiting from her plain wife. Now most of her life has passed and she can't even claim owning a house. Not the asshole, and be careful.
that's another angle
Mm.
because like there were probably signs that oh, it's possible that she takes his money. Some some men are some men will say, oh, this baby's a gold digger,
Mm.
but the guy doesn't even have any gold. But the point is, it's possible that there were signs that
Or
she
maybe he
can,
just he has kept trauma from his past
yeah, maybe he had
relationship
like trust
and
issues and
just
stuff like that,
carried it
and
into
she was
this
not
one.
able to convince him
Because how
that.
will you just immediately call someone a gold digger
Eh,
just because she
re-
decided that after 30 years is now you're
remember,
deciding when you're
remember that
downsizing?
this is 30 years after, so like I'm sure there are things that he has seen that made him feel
That one you're imagining.
like.
Let's stick to the
I see. I want to
facts.
believe.
You want to stick to
I
the
want
facts.
to.
Let's stick to
I
the
want to believe
facts.
that some nobody will just randomly call you a gold digger at the
Men do.
first sight. Not somebody that you've been married to for 30 years.
He's not been married to.
Sorry, not somebody that you've been
Yes,
with
you've been playing
for
wife
30
with.
years. You get. Is it even possible that even during the 30 years, like she was just collecting money
She
and
needs to. She's a stay-at-home mom. She has no source of income, no work, nothing. She needs to collect money and at least even buy Maggie. She has
when I
no source of income.
when I say collecting money, I don't mean. I mean she didn't tell us. She didn't tell us. She just said she was a stay-at-home mom.
Mm-hmm.
There are some of these like wives and girlfriends of athletes, for example,
Mm.
that yeah, they're housewives, but the kind of money they spend like is insane. You get so and I mean this guy was an executive of I don't remember the company,
Mm.
but so obviously he's rich.
Mm.
You get so it's probably that she was giving him gold digger vibes
If
and
you choose to be a
stuff.
stay-at-home mom, or if your husband
Although I
tells you
don't
to
see
be,
why you would stay with somebody that is giving you gold digger vibes, sha, but
eh, and if your husband or your partner tells you you need to be a stay-at-home mom, he needs to be giving you that money steady because it was a decision you both made. Taking care
yes,
of kids is a job
yes it
that you're
is.
not getting paid for, so he needs to actually provide that financial comfort for you.
But
So
then, like, even if he felt she was a gold digger, they could have easily just gotten a prenup or something.
exactly, yeah.
So
So second comment, I think your response was the honest collective disappointment and hurt of 25 years of
yeah,
being
like
rejected
it's normal.
by this man for a legal commitment you deeply wanted. A proposal at 52/53 is obviously going to feel different, and he's a fool for not recognizing that. At 52, it's a different experience. While your friends are all renewing their vows or remarrying for the second time, it's just not the same as the excitement and celebration you were longing for and asked for. 25 years is a long time to not be deemed good enough for marriage. that would wear on you. And the fact that you never developed a career was not a good decision, given the fact that he didn't commit to you. Be sure to teach your daughters to do differently. All of this being said, I think you need to take some time to really think about this, because your life will be considerably worse if you leave him because you never married. You
Yeah.
have no entitlement to any shared assets, no, no sufficient income, and no way to live the standard of living which you are accustomed to.
In fact, I feel like he only proposed because he felt like he was losing
Ha,
everything and he didn't want to lose her. So he was like,
yeah.
let me marry this babe
I
and
think she may leave me.
she may leave me
He
here.
still has that gold digger mentality
Yeah,
that because he did not have as much money
much
again,
money.
she was
Yeah,
going to leave. So it's time to lock her down
yeah.
so that at least this commitment the guy is,
See, she should stay in the marriage with a plan
she should give him an ultimatum.
for.
Like, I don't know what
There's
would be
no
the
ultimatum.
ultimatum
She
actually.
should just have like she should stay in the marriage. A lot of there are plenty. I tell guys that like there are a lot of times that people think women will forgive cheating
Mm,
and in marriages and stuff like that. A lot of people say women forgive cheating more than men and stuff like that.
mm,
But I tell people that women don't forgive cheating more than men. It's just that a lot of the time they'll stay in the marriage
because they have no option.
because they have no option. But even that staying, at some point, they will not be able to do what they want to do, and they will do it eventually. So she should just have her plan. Maybe she should even get married to him and then leave him. So that's thing that I was scared of.
Oh, that's wicked.
So, I mean, locking somebody down for 25 years is also wicked. So
She agreeing to stay for that 25 years and having 4 kids,
fuck it, that's
knowing that
insane.
he's not giving her what she wants, is even crazy. Very crazy, honestly. I don't think I don't buy the idea of being a stay-at-home mom, although some women do, so kudos to them. But then you're being a stay-at-home mom, you should have a way to actually have your own money so
Yeah,
that if anything happens, if he starts beating you in the marriage or something,
have vex
what
more.
will happen? But from like all she said, right, he was a good partner. Apart from just the
For the
marriage
marriage,
part, he
yeah.
was a good partner, a good father, it sounded like. So
Exactly.
she
You've
should
already
stay.
compromised up until this point.
Yeah,
So
so
just
nothing,
continue.
just
There's no
continue.
point trying to start. What if you now meet another man that makes you wait another 25 years?
Just
Because
that
obviously you're fine with waiting 25 years. So like
she should
just
just
stay, just enjoy it.
she should talk to the man, explain how she
Yeah, let
felt.
him know how she
Yeah,
feels and
and then just agree to the marriage. You guys can do a private party,
yeah,
private something. You don't need to throw a bouquet because nobody's catching your bouquet at
exactly.
52.
In fact,
And then
maybe her friends can barely walk at that point.
they're 52, they're not that old.
This is old though.
50 is not old.
Yeah.
52 can still play basketball, do different things.
Which 52? Okay, some of those
52.
men actually fair enough.
52 is still very young.
Yeah.
You can do it. You can even throw your bouquet. She can be a sexy 52 woman.
Okay. If you insist.
Age is just a number. You just said that.
Sometimes it's not enough. Sometimes it's not a number.
Okay, so that's all the stories we have for today. Your insight was very delightful, and I'm happy that we could have like a very mature conversation while still giving our takes and letting these people know what to do in their real life situations like this. Um, Thank you, Tolu, for coming on the show
You're
and
welcome.
speaking to our viewers. And we hope to see you on another episode.
Hope to see you on another episode too.
Keep watching, guys, for new episodes. Bye.